Paranormal Nut Podcast. I am your host, Sean, aka Wait, what? What's going on? What are you doing?
Prepare yourselves for the Paranormal Nut Podcast, where chaos reigns supreme. Brace for impact as Hostile Jim seizes control with an iron grip. Today we're diving into the extraterrestrial abyss with an epic alien tier list that'll blow your mind.
You heard him, folks. Hostile Jim is going to be running the show on this one. I guess I'm going to go ahead and cede the floor to you for this.
Thanks, nerd. This is what we're going to start out with.
All right, before we dive into this, what are we ranking them on? Credibility or most like
fucking epic to nerd.
Epic to nerd. All right.
And of course, today we're going to start out with, I would say, is probably the most seen alien out there. What do you think? The Greys.
Oh, yeah, the Greys are an interesting one. They're kind of the poster child for aliens in general.
Meh, boring.
Okay.
You know what? Let me give you a little explanation of the Greys. The Greys come from a star system known as the Zeti Reticuli, which is a star system located somewhere in the southern celestial hemisphere. And, they say they're one of the most hostile aliens, and I can get behind that.
You're big on hostile?
I vote S-Class for them.
Hostile Jim
Hostile,
likes
baby,
hostile aliens. Okay, yeah. I mean, S-Class here, they're out there probing people. They're taking names and other things of people. I agree with that.
They a probing out there. Let's go S tier right there. All right. The next alien that I'm going to get into, you might have heard it, you might have not. It's called the Sasani. Have you ever heard of them, Sean?
I think they're the hybrid ones, right? They're like what the Greys are probing us for, kind of.
Yeah, yes, they're like half human, half alien. They kind of got like eyes like us a little bit. I think they go down into more like they have like telepathy and in general a little bit just more superior.
Isn't there like something where people think like a lot of great humans were like Senasi or whatever that's called?
Yeah. I did a little bit of research on them and I saw that they thought like these like big name people through history were like these Sasani aliens.
Was Jesus a Sasani? Is that confirmed? Are we confirming that here with no information?
I confirm. I think I'm confirming that right.
Christianity's a lie. Jesus was a Sasani.
It says it in the Bible.
I mean,
it said flaming wheel, and that could mean anything.
Exactly.
And I think I'd say B class with
right.
them.
You get into start hybridization. I think if they were into human and like alien hybrids, it's very risque of a topic. But yeah, I think B tier is pretty good. I don't actually think Jesus was an alien, but who knows for sure.
I completely think he is.
All right.
Let's go on to the next alien. Let's see, the Arcturans. Have you ever heard of the Arcturans? Mr. Geekus.
Whoa, doxing me. It's Paranormal Nut. The
Paranormal Nut. Sorry.
No, actually, I have not heard of the Arcturans. I think you got me on this one. Give me the lowdown.
Of all the species known believed to inhabit the Milky Way, the Arcturians are the most ancient and the wisest.
Oh.
They are said to be one of the alien races in contact with Earth. If Yoda came from one of the alien species on the list, it would probably have been this one. I mean, Star Wars. Yoda.
I don't know if you can cite Yoda as... Okay, you know what? This is your show. We're rolling with it. Sure. Arcturians, if they're old, wise, and they know things, sure. I guess I would put that as B tier, right? I only B tier.
S tier, you go.
I would say B tier because I've never heard of them. But if you're saying S tier, we can compromise.
Yeah, I've never.
They don't actually look like Yoda, right? Okay.
No. That's they
Because Disney would sue the hell out of us if it did.
Disney would sue the fuck. They look like what's that alien from Mass Effect?
I never played Mass Effect, but yeah, I see the picture there. Yeah,
the hot one. Look like that a little bit.
What?
The hot one? Yes, I'd bang it. All right, the next one. I think you've definitely heard of this one. I think it comes in a lot of cultures. Everybody, kind of.
Is that just Thor? Is that Liam Hemsworth?
It's literally Thor. Liam's the Nordics. Do you know anything about the Nordics, Sean?
I know that there are an assumed race of aliens that are presented as Nordic, and that some people go into a bit more depth on that about like who they were and if they were actually around, and that they were the gods. The aliens inspired the gods or something like that. And I think the legend of Valiant Thor, I think he was considered a Nordic alien. I don't know if you know anything about that, and that's probably going to be an episode on itself one day. I think he's a Nordic.
Oh, we'll definitely do. I think Hostile Jim will be back.
Oh, you're going to take over?
Okay, all brother. Right. Okay, brother.
Do I have a choice?
You have no choice with Hostile Jim.
Don't go up to your camera so close. I'm scared. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a good one. I'm gonna go A tier. I don't want to go. I wouldn't go S tier because it also could just be
just tall white people.
Yeah, I don't, and I can't out here say Nordics are the best aliens when they might not even be aliens. I guess
they might not be aliens. It just could be just genetics.
Whoa,
I don't know. Whoa! Let's not get into genetics.
Well, all of these are genetics in one way or another. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about the hybrid before. All right, the next one. We talked about it in one of our podcasts. Not the particular alien, but the system it comes from. The Pleiadians, from the Pleiades. Help me.
The Pleiades.
Pleiades. All right. And these aliens come from
the Pleiades.
Yes.
We're good with words. Okay.
We are good with words on this podcast. Do you have any information? Do you know anything about these particular aliens?
The Pleiades, they resemble humans, I think, which I always get wary about when aliens start resembling humans a bit.
Correct. They're like to the closest. They say they're like the next thing to what a human is.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of aliens contradict each other when it's like, oh, these ones look like aliens, but then these ones may be future humans, and then these ones are the ones that made us from, like monkeys and stuff. It gets very confusing. I don't know. I've never seen the Pleiades like in pop culture or referenced as far are the Pleiadians. So I'm gonna C tier.
If they're anything like us, I'm putting them in F tier. No, I'm kidding.
That's fair.
Oh, that's funny. All right, the next alien we're gonna talk about. I don't know if you ever heard of it. I have a little bit of knowledge, but not much. I don't even think. I think I'm gonna butcher their name, honestly. The Yahel. Have you ever heard of the Yahel?
I think some people claim we talked about the Phoenix Lights, right? I think there's some claims that those were the Yahels.
The Yahels. There we go. Better.
Yeah, I don't know if that's actually, but they're supposed to be like friendlier aliens. I don't know. Do we have physical descriptions of them? I see the picture, but is that true?
That's what I found when I just typed it in on Google.
That's how Hostile Jim does research.
Actually, no, yo, that's how we do it. Wikipedia and Google. Let's see. I mean, Yahel know that we're not the friendliest beings out there, so they're taking their time to make themselves known by easing their way into our psyches with friendly UFO sightings, such as March 1997 sighting known as the Phoenix Lights. You were correct on that. And they claim responsibility for it during the event that they gave thousands of people across the state of Arizona in North America a spectacular light show in the sky. And there's even videos for anybody who missed it.
Yeah, we watched some of those.
If you guys want to see those videos, go back to our podcast, link in bio. We'll put the link in bio. You can see the Phoenix Lights.
Episode 3. So
episode 3,
I like the idea that they're actually just like cool aliens that are out here, and they're just like, we'll get there eventually. We'll let you take your time. We're gonna show you some aircraft or UFOs.
I like they're associated with an event, the Phoenix Lights. We did that. I'm gonna go with S tier.
Oh no, I can't do S tier. I'll go A. I'll go A because they're cool and probably don't want to kill us.
Thor.
Yeah.
That's true.
A's.
Oh, I got an S tier. I got an S tier coming for you up here, baby.
I will judge harshly.
You ready for it? Have you ever watched Ancient Aliens?
Jim, look at me. Of course, I've watched Ancient Aliens.
I think you know what I'm getting at.
I think
we're gonna talk about the Anunnaki, baby.
Yes.
Tell me all you know. I want to hear.
In ancient Sumeria, or ancient Sumar, the Sumerians, they have the legend of the Anunnaki, which I believe they correctly, and this is the thing about the Anunnaki, or the Sumerians, they correctly predicted that Alpha Centauri was a binary star system, and that the Anunnaki came from that binary star system. They came here in ancient times, and they created human animal hybrids and things like that. And that's where a lot of our gods depicted that are half human, half aliens, or half human, half animals come from. But that they mess with our genetics. They took apes and they turned them into humans over time, and that.
They said they spliced our DNA with the ape. Their DNA with the apes.
Yeah, and I believe they wanted gold, right?
Yeah, for their atmosphere,
yes,
that protected them from radiation or some sort of something bad from getting into their planet.
I see.
Which is Nibiru.
Well,
is that right? Planet X.
I hear two different things. I thought the Anunnaki were from the Alpha Centauri, but this says Planet X, aka Nibiru, which is theoretically the planet that orbits, but like the 10th or 9th planet if you don't count Pluto, right? So, I believe there's a contradiction there, and I think we need to suss that out. And I'm sure there are more informed people on this, but the Anunnaki have gained recent prominence through shows like Ancient Aliens. Then you go to talk to like Graham Hancock and Chariots of the Gods, and all of those people talking about ancient human civilization and all that stuff. So I have to go S tier, right? They're in the forefront.
Oh yeah, very, very known, very popular. They're like the Greys. Yeah. All right, the next one I'd say would be the enemies to the Anunnaki, which would be Alpha Draconis.
Are these the lizard people? Or no?
These are sort of, they're like another reptilian type of alien.
Yeah, they're like the ultimate.
I think they're the overlords of. I think they're the overlords of the reptilians. Yeah. Like, they're the ones that created the reptilians.
I know, if you look into, there's a story out there, actually several stories about people, and I'm not too brushed up on this. I only saw, like, one YouTube video recently, I think the Y-Files, where a lot of people came out and said that, like, they were part of a 20-year space program, that they were essentially impressed in the military service by the Alpha Draconians, and the Alpha Draconians actually claim our planet in their dominion, and all of these things, and that's why we're isolated from everyone else.
Yeah.
Alpha Draconians, just because if they are doing that stuff, I hate them, F tier. But no, actually, no, they're not F tier. They're probably up there in B tier. If they are overlords and stuff, we'll put them S tier later.
They're like supervisors.
And then
they're the managers you don't want,
right? I don't know. I know some managers that I'd rather have them be Alpha Draconians than who they were.
Body.
What?
Oh, body.
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny. All right, the next one. Now we're gonna go into the next alien tier, which is basically their little workers called the reptilians.
These are the lizard people,
and these are the lizard people.
This
these
is
are the people.
Zuckerberg, and
Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, fucking every president we've had.
And these are the ones that are like controlling, and they're like the Illuminati or whatever.
Yeah, they're the Illuminati. Ones... Yeah, they can shapeshift and all that.
I mean, I think obviously they are like our main antagonist in the realmscape of this aliens and whatnot. You gotta now. How do I rank this? I hate them, and I hope they don't exist. So I want to put them F tier. But they play such a pivotal part in, like, outside of the Greys and Anunnaki, the lizard people are the other, right? They are the...
Yeah, I would say they'd probably fall under
I would say the top A tier. I wouldn't put them S tier. So if you can kind of bump the, like, in front of Thor. You can put him in front to kind of denote that you think he's above him.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I have to. I mean, what's a story without its villain, right?
Exactly. All right, the next ones I'm not very known. I don't have a lot of knowledge on, but the Namos, some alien species chose to interact with certain tribes on Earth, and they just happened to get along better with the Scandinavians and had the Nordics and the Dogon, a tribe indigenous to Mali in North Africa, had the Nomos who hailed from the brightest star in our night sky, Sirius. So this is you see these signs all over. Like I think that's a Nordic rune almost, and then there would be you would see it like in that you'd see it in tribes too. Like
so is Africa. This the one, or am I mixing up the Anunnaki with these ones when I say they're from the binary star system that they correctly predicted? Yeah. Sirius A and Sirius B, the dog star.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have so many stories out there, you get them all confused sometimes. Shows what an expert I am.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
Hey, what we say is real.
Facts.
Okay, we're the ones.
Yeah, we're the deciders.
We are the paranormal nut.
Soundboard. Come on, Jim. Be on it.
Bump. All right.
Nomos.
All right. Where did we?
I'm gonna go B. I don't know too much about them. They seem like I confused. Like my brain filled them in with the Anunnaki because they're not that impressionable, I guess. And if we're going off of epicness, they're not that. Yeah,
epicness.
Right?
They're not that cool. They're not that cool. And here's a weird one that I saw, and I was like, let's just chuck it on the list. All right. The Blue Avians. Have you ever heard of the Blue Avians?
This sounds like someone's sci-fi fanfic. I'm not going to lie. They're just blue bird people.
Yeah, it really does.
I don't know.
Well, have been... These types of aliens, also known as the Space Alliance, have been known since ancient Egypt and have been said to be involved in the construction of some ancient Egypt's architecture. Oh, so they're the ones that built the pyramids.
I think that conflicts with a bunch of other things going on.
Well, if you think about it, like if you look at a lot of the deities that the Egypt has, I mean, bird with a human body.
Yeah, and but
I mean that kind of
the Anunnaki with the gene splicing. But I don't know. I think whoever came up with this is trying to sell sci-fi novels. I'd buy it and read it, but F tier. I don't think birds built a ground structure that big.
No. All right, the next one I think is close to our heart because it could be considered a cryptid.
Oh.
Have you ever heard of the Hopkinsville Goblin?
So I have, and this is very similar to the Dover Demon. Kind of falls in that same realm space where we put the Dover Demon in the cryptid tier list and said, "Hey, this is probably an alien," and we put this in the alien tier list. I'm like, "Hey, it could be a cryptid." I have heard about it. A bunch of people in Hopkinsville, right, saw this entity. And a lot of things went down, I believe.
Concerned about a possible gun battle between local citizens, 4 city police officers, 5 state troopers, 3 deputy sheriffs, and 4 military police officers from the nearby United States Army Fort Campbell drove to the Sutton farmhouse located near the town of Kelly in Christian County. Then search yielded nothing apart from evidence of gunfire and holes, windows, doors, screens. Made by
they fought this. They brought out their guns. They just shot it. Well, if you can't even win a gun battle against people, you know what you are? You're a shitty alien, F tier.
Exactly.
Right? Like, if I'm shooting at an alien and you don't evaporate me, you are automatically tracking. You are automatically low on my list. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
Oh yeah. No. It's like Nessie. Yeah. It's like Nessie. Fuck the Europeans again.
Hopkinsville is in Kentucky. What? Is Kentucky part of Europe now? Hostile Jim?
I mean, basically, right? All right, we're gonna move on to the next final alien on this tier list, called the Little Green Men. Have you ever heard of the sightings of the Little Green Men?
Yeah. They're like the cartoon alien, right? Where we talk about the Greys, who will kind of exist in that horror space and sci-fi. The Little Green Men, it's kind of like the cute cousin that we can joke about. Still, the
little gremlins.
They're like Little Green Men. You think of the term from like the 1950s. I believe the Hopkinsville was actually considered a Little Green Man. But it's just because it's its own thing.
They just gave it its own little. They thought it was a different breed.
So I don't know how closely related they are to the Greys, and because morphically, like they're the same. Morphically, and physiologically, they look the same, but they're green. So I don't know if they're like distant cousins, or maybe they just have different skins or something like that. But Little Green Men. You're the discount version of the Greys. I'm going to throw you in C tier.
Maybe D.
If you want to round out your tier list,
just so my OCD, so my OCD doesn't.
Yeah, we'll put a D tier. I think this is a solid list, Jim.
Thank you. And if I needed a reassurance from a nerd, I'd go somewhere else, find a hot goth chick or something.
All right. You want to close it out since it's your show, Jim?
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming to the Paranormal Not Podcast. This is your host, Hostile Jim. Thanks for coming out, nerds. Until next time, with love.
Peace.